Overweight. I'm on my third baby and I was very unhappy, very unhappy. I masked it with my t-shirts. I didn't want to go out. I have big sweat and I'm still going through this. I want to do a little bit of a series around how to let go of anger within motherhood. Anger that you feel internally, outwardly. You find yourself in this place where you're just not enjoying being a mother and you hate saying those things out loud. You're not alone. For a long time, I've dealt with those emotions and did not know how to address it without seeming ungrateful, feeling full of guilt, or feeling like, isn't this what you asked for? You prayed for this, so what's going on with you? So here are some things that you can do to kind of get yourself out of that funk that you're in or that season that you're in. Start to let go of the anger, start living it. Hear me out here. The first thing you should be doing is drinking some water, not some coffee. And I have been so guilty of this. Now, you start the day with coffee is because you're often saying, survive today, I have to survive today, let me drink my coffee. It says, let me hydrate, let me get energy, let me get like pumped up for the day ahead. That's how it works in my brain, right? And again, a lot of these things is mindset work to get yourself to that point. It's habits build over time. But drink some water. Something that helps me is to already have like a big jug like this one. I can pre-fill, have it done the night before, and literally take with me everywhere. Do that. Put it next to your bedstand. Put it next to your wheelie car if you're postpartum. Put it there with that. Just make sure you're doing all the pieces to drink, hydrate. And if you're waking up with the baby, if you have a newborn, drink lots of water as you're doing it. Again, it'll help you with your energy. Energy is the first step in that anger piece, right? Like if you're starting to feel that overwhelm, water can help you. The second piece to help you with anger and motherhood, if you're often wearing t-shirts and sweatpants or leggings and you say it's just because I want comfort, or is it because I don't feel good or anything else? You start to face those different pieces because that contributes to how you project yourself to your children, to your household. And what I realized for myself is I'm overweight, I'm on my third baby, and I was very unhappy, very unhappy. I masked it with my t-shirts. I didn't want to go out. I have big sweat and I'm still going through this. I'm only approaching 2 months postpartum with my third. But what I told myself for this new year that I'm going to be working on is really how I get up and start the day, can feel good, jumping into all the things motherhood related as soon as I start my day. And one of the things is how I dress. So you can see a little bit of a dress on me right now. This is actually from Thread Up, which is a thrifting online store. So another content creator, YouTuber, Maya Graves, introduced me to this. Okay, I want to spice up my wardrobe. I'm still not the weight that I want to be in, so I don't really want to buy a whole new set of like jeans and pants to feel good in a dress, a nice modest dress, a dress that makes me feel good, growing and being that biblical mother that I would like to be. I've been thrifting, y'all. I got my first package. That you see here, I have another one. They're super cute. Again, what I love about doing this, and again, this is not sponsored by them, although I love them, is that you can also select what kind of material you want to use. And one of those pieces is me staying away from polyester, itchy, nasty. You can tell that it's like cheap material, and get it into cotton and linen. The Thread Up website, you can actually pre-select there that you want to get things that are cotton or linen. They feel good on your body. Look at this one, guys. I love this one too. You can see this. Posting a video too of me doing a little haul with this. You'll get to see this. So the blue one, this one kind of gets a really low cut, so I might either sew this up or just put a shirt underneath. And look at this one, super cute brown. This one is kind of like you can see my belly through it, so it's really cute. That I will try it out, and maybe just my own subconscious self. But you got to figure out things that feel flattering and good to your body as you're wearing them. That's one of my promises to myself as I am thinking about, you know, what I need to do so that my spirit can feel lifted and good as I'm going through my motherhood motions, right? The third thing I want to add here is, and you always hear me talk about it, to spend some time with source, whatever that is to you. Express gratitude, read scripture, read the Bible, and just spend, even if it's just 5 minutes, noting down how you're feeling, surrendering those thoughts, those negative thoughts to him, and just thinking about what ways can I be better? What ways can you lift me? Can you help me be of service to my children, to my motherhood, to my ministry here? In itself is so impactful. The fourth thing I did with motherhood so I can release some of that anger is that I actually made sure that I looked up what was happening to my child developmentally at this stage. So what is going on with my newborn approaching 2 months? What's going on with my toddlers that are 3 and 4 years old? So I can have a better understanding of, okay, these are common threads. Here are some things that I can do for them. Let me see what works for me. They're just being angry all the time and thinking they're just being manipulative. This is hard. I don't want to do this. Why are they yelling at me? What's going on? Why are they doing a tantrum in the middle of the pause, break, step back and say, okay, this is appropriate. This is what's happening. How can I then address it? Let me not get overwhelmed by the fact that it's happening, but rather acknowledge, be aware that it's happening, that it is appropriate for their age for them to start developing this as they're going through emotion regulation. What steps can I take to mitigate or to make the situation better? And the last piece I want to add for today, before I do my second, I'll do a second part to this. When you want to release anger that you're feeling inside when it comes to motherhood, I realize that it often comes down to you not being consistent or disciplined to the things you say you're going to do in the household. If we say that I want to be meal prepping every Sunday, that I want to do the laundry every single Wednesday, you have to stick to it. You have to do the things and you'll start to feel good about those actions. You can't just say, I want to do these things, not build a habit out of it and break it, never do it. And then you're overwhelmed because the house is a mess. You're overwhelmed because the kids are yelling and screaming. You're overwhelmed because the dishes are piled up. You don't have systems that you're building. You have to create these systems. You have to stay disciplined and you have to stay consistent with them because your household, your soul depends on it. Some things that I do to help me is create lists. The list, I always write down what are my top priorities for the day. What do I want to accomplish in the household? If I've had a really, really long day, one of the habits I establish and I stay consistent with is establishing the night shift. It's a 10-15 minute timer where I have a list of 5 main areas that I dislike seeing a mess the next morning. And that's what I tackle first. Kitchen counters, the putting up the dishes, picking up the living room floor with toys. You figure out what are those things that are of high stress to you and how can you address them and create systems for it instead of putting it under the rug. I promise you, if you can make 5-10 minutes to scroll your phone, you can do this. You can do this at the end of the day when the kids are either being put to sleep by their father or if the kids are asleep and in bed. But think about what are those things that you can do to create better systems that is going to ease your soul the next day. Because when you walk in the next day overwhelmed and exhausted because you don't even know where to start, that is where the anger kicks in very easily because you're overstimulated, you're upset about everything that's going on and it's in front of you. Your kids are not at fault. You know, they're going to see that, they might feed off of that, and it becomes this ripple down effect. So think about those things and what you can do to address them as they're going on. All right, y'all, I'm going to do a second part to this. But remember, the key here is having grace with yourself as you're growing and learning and figuring out what makes the most sense for you. But acknowledge where you're at. Acknowledge you don't enjoy motherhood or you don't enjoy the moment that you're in, the season that you're in. And then let's work on making that better. Let's work on that. All right. I'll see you here for the next one. Bye, loves.